Imagine waking up one morning, your body heavy with an invisible weight, your mind clouded by an unspoken desperation. You've spent years being the perfect friend, the ultimate people pleaser, the one who always says yes, and yet something inside you is dying. A quiet, suffocating surrender that whispers of dreams abandoned, boundaries eroded, and a self lost in the endless process of making everyone else happy. You remember Sarah from accounting, who consistently dumps her work on you. The family gatherings where you're the emotional shock absorber, listening to endless complaints while your own stories remain untold. The romantic relationships where you've contorted yourself into impossible shapes, believing that if you're just nice enough, just accommodating enough, love will finally recognize your worth. But what if your niceness is not a virtue? What if it's a sophisticated form of self-destruction? What if every time you say yes, when you mean no, you're not being kind, you're committing a profound act of violence against yourself? What if your perpetual niceness is a mask, a defense mechanism so deeply ingrained that you've forgotten the taste of your own authentic voice? Close your eyes and feel the tension. The exhaustion that lives not just in your muscles, but in the very marrow of your bones. This is the hidden cost of being too nice, a slow, imperceptible erosion of your soul. A systematic dismantling of your boundaries, desires, and true self. You've been told your entire life that being nice is noble. That compassion means endless giving. That love is measured by how much you can sacrifice. But what if this narrative is a lie? A cultural myth designed to keep you small, compliant, and fundamentally disconnected from your own power? Something is about to shift. A revelation is brewing, one that will challenge everything you've been taught about kindness, relationships, and your own worth. Are you ready to confront the devastating truth about what it really means to be nice? Take a walk with me. To understand the true nature of your niceness, we must excavate its psychological origins. Carl Jung would have recognized this immediately. What you call being nice is actually a complex defense mechanism, a shadow self carefully constructed to protect you from deeper, more terrifying truths. Imagine your niceness as an intricate psychological armor. It wasn't born from genuine compassion, but from a profound fear of rejection. Each time you swallowed your true feelings, each moment you sacrificed your needs, you were performing an elaborate survival strategy. Jean-Paul Sartre understood this fundamental human condition. We are constantly negotiating between our authentic self and the self society demands we become. Your people-pleasing behavior is not a character flaw, it's a sophisticated adaptation. Childhood experiences likely taught you that your safety, love, and acceptance depended on your ability to minimize conflict, to become invisible, to be the good child who never caused trouble. Every time you suppressed your true emotions, you were learning to survive in a world that seemed too dangerous for authentic self-expression. Nietzsche would view this as a profound form of self-betrayal. The most common form of human stupidity, he once wrote, is forgetting what one is trying to do. Your niceness is not kindness, it's a compensatory mechanism, a way of avoiding the existential terror of potential conflict, rejection, or abandonment. Neurologically, this behavior is rooted in survival instincts. Your brain has learned that compliance equals safety. Each time you suppress your authentic desires, you release a cocktail of stress hormones, cortisol and adrenaline, that reinforce this protective mechanism. You're not just being nice, you're literally wiring your brain to prioritize external approval over internal harmony. The tragedy is profound. You've become so skilled at anticipating others' needs that you've lost touch with your own. Your empathy has transformed from a strength into a form of self-erasure. Every compromised boundary, every ignored personal desire, is a small death, a systematic dismantling of your authentic self. But here's the painful truth. This is not genuine connection. This is a transaction. You're exchanging your true self for the illusion of acceptance, trading your soul for a momentary sense of belonging. And the cost? Your vitality, your creativity, your fundamental sense of self-worth. The trap is elegant in its simplicity. By being too nice, you believe you're creating love and connection. In reality, you're constructing the very walls that prevent genuine intimacy from ever taking root. The consequences of your chronic niceness run deeper than you could ever imagine. Like an invisible poison, it seeps into every aspect of your life, silently dismantling your potential, your relationships, and your very sense of self. Consider the cognitive dissonance you've created. On the surface, you appear successful, always available, always helpful, always smiling. But beneath this carefully constructed facade, a war rages. Your brain has developed intricate defense mechanisms that protect you from acknowledging the true cost of your people-pleasing behavior. Neurologically, you're trapped in a devastating feedback loop. Each time you suppress your authentic desires, you strengthen neural pathways of self-denial. Cognitive biases like the fawn response become your default mode of interaction. You've literally rewired your brain to prioritize others' comfort over your own survival. Relationships become a minefield of unspoken resentment. Your friends, partners, colleagues, they don't actually know you. They know the version of you that you've carefully curated to be palatable, to be acceptable. You've become a mirror reflecting their desires, a blank canvas onto which others project their expectations. The most insidious consequence? You're teaching the world how to treat you. By consistently putting others' needs before your own, you're broadcasting a dangerous message. Your boundaries are negotiable, your desires are secondary, your pain is irrelevant. People don't respect martyrs, they exploit them. Your niceness is not kindness. It's a form of emotional manipulation, both of others and yourself. You believe you're being selfless, but you're actually engaging in a complex power dynamic. By never saying no, by never expressing your true feelings, you're controlling the narrative through passive aggression. You're avoiding genuine vulnerability while maintaining the illusion of being the good person. The psychological toll is devastating. Chronic people pleasers experience higher rates of anxiety, depression, and burnout. Your nervous system is constantly in a state of low-grade stress, releasing cortisol that slowly erodes your physical and mental health. You're not protecting yourself, you're destroying yourself, one compromise at a time. Worse still, you're perpetuating a cycle of emotional violence. By tolerating unacceptable behavior, by refusing to establish clear boundaries, you're not just harming yourself. You're teaching others that it's acceptable to disrespect boundaries, to take advantage of kindness. This is not compassion. This is self-annihilation disguised as virtue. The world doesn't need more nice people. The world needs authentic, courageous individuals who understand that true kindness begins with radical self-respect. Breaking free is not about becoming cruel. It's about reclaiming your authentic power, a radical act of self-liberation that requires more courage than a lifetime of people-pleasing ever demanded. Imagine a different version of yourself. Not the anxious, people-pleasing phantom you've become, but a person with razor-sharp boundaries, crystal-clear communication, and an unshakable sense of self-worth. This transformation begins with a single, terrifying word, no, but this is not a simple rejection. This is a profound recalibration of your entire existence. Viktor Frankl, who survived the most dehumanizing circumstances imaginable, understood that true freedom lies in choosing your response to any situation. Your niceness has been a prison, and you hold the key to your liberation. Start with microscopic acts of rebellion. When someone asks for a favor, pause. Feel the visceral discomfort. Your body will scream to comply, to smooth things over, to avoid potential conflict. Breathe into that discomfort. Ask yourself, do I truly want to do this? Will this serve my highest self? Reframe your understanding of kindness. True compassion is not about sacrificing yourself. It's about showing up authentically, with boundaries that protect both yourself and others. Paradoxically, by being less nice and more real, you'll create deeper, more meaningful connections. Learn the art of the graceful no. I appreciate you thinking of me, but that doesn't work for me right now. I'm not able to take that on. Simple, direct, respectful. These are not weapons of rejection, but tools of self-preservation. Study the rebels who came before you. Look at historical figures who refused to be silenced, who stood firmly in their truth. From Martin Luther King Jr. to Frida Kahlo, the most impactful individuals didn't achieve greatness by being nice. They did so by being uncompromisingly authentic. Your transformation will be uncomfortable. People accustomed to your old pattern will resist. They'll guilt, manipulate, push back. This is not a reflection of your worth. It's a testament to the power of your emerging authenticity. Each time you hold your boundary, you're rewiring decades of conditioned response. Develop a practice of radical self-inquiry. Journaling, therapy, meditation. Find methods that help you distinguish between your authentic desires and the learned behaviors of people-pleasing. Your true self has been whispering all along. It's time to listen. Remember, every time you choose yourself, you're not being selfish. You're being revolutionary. You're breaking a generational cycle of self-erasure. You're teaching others, and yourself, the profound difference between kindness and self-destruction. The rebellion has begun. And it starts with a single, powerful declaration: I matter. The ultimate truth is both devastating and liberating. Your niceness was never about kindness. It was about survival. A sophisticated defense mechanism that protected a wounded, fragile core, a part of you terrified of rejection, of conflict, of truly being seen. But survival is not living. And now, you stand at the precipice of a profound transformation. Your people-pleasing was never a virtue. It was a mask, a carefully constructed persona designed to hide your deepest fears. Every time you said yes when you meant no, every moment you swallowed your truth, you were not being kind. You were engaged in an act of self-violence so subtle, so ingrained, that you mistook it for love. The world doesn't need more nice people. The world needs authentic humans. Individuals brave enough to stand in their truth, vulnerable enough to show their real selves, strong enough to establish boundaries that honor both themselves and others. Your worth is not determined by how much you can tolerate. It is not measured by your ability to disappear, to contort, to minimize your own needs. Your worth is inherent, unchangeable, a fundamental truth that exists regardless of how others perceive or treat you. This is not a call to become cold or cruel. This is an invitation to radical authenticity, to a way of being that honors your full humanity, your pain, your joy, your complexity. True compassion begins with self-compassion. True connection requires the courage to be truly seen. Every relationship in your life will transform. Some will fall away, and they should. Those connections built on the quicksand of your people-pleasing were never real. The relationships that remain will be forged in the fire of authenticity, deeper, more meaningful, more true. You are not here to be liked. You are here to be alive. Close your eyes. Feel the weight of years of suppressed truth. Feel the moment of liberation approaching. This is not an ending. This is a rebirth. Your niceness was a cage. Your authenticity is freedom. And freedom, my friend, is the most radical act of love you can offer to yourself and to the world.